How to create quite garish colour effects in Affinity Photo using Apply Image along with equations, PC or Mac. Select a layer in Affinity Photo and then go to Filters and down to Apply Image. With the current layer selected, click here, Use Current Layer as Source. You'll notice then you've got equations. You can modify that. So click there. So equations, set that to on. You go down here to RGB and instead of SR, you can put DR equals, and that's the destination red, the end result. You can paste this in. SR, that's the source red, times oscsin, and then you can put bracket SR, again the source red, times 40 or times 20, and then bracket. And you can repeat that. You can see you've got this blue effect. You can also fill in DG equals and do exactly the same. See there, you've got a blue effect, but I can now change this. Instead of SR, I can put SG and change this one. I can go there, SG as well. And then you go to the blue, the DB equals SB. Now I'm going to replace that. Just paste it in and go for SB times oscsin, and then put SB there. You don't have to keep it times 40. You can change it. You can turn around and say, unfortunately, there's no parameters. You can't put A, B, and C. That would be brilliant, but there isn't. You can put 20. Just put 20 there, so you get that colour effect. Or maybe this one, put 10, so you get that colour effect. With blue, maybe make it 50. Or 50.5. You can put decimals as well. I think that's probably going a bit extreme putting decimals, but you can do that. And you can see just with that oscsin, you get this very unusual colour effect. What you can also do, equation colour space. So you can use those as well. You've got grayscale. So you can go to grayscale, do exactly the same. Instead of there, paste in again, SR. Well, this time, put SI times SI. And because SR doesn't exist in the grayscale, you can't use SR. You can see the result there, times 40, 20, maybe 10. So obviously you can get obviously that solarisation effect. I'm just going to go put it, say, to 100, and you can see even more. It becomes like noise. It's a noise effect by that point. You could also, of course, use the alpha channel as well if you want to do that. We've also got this one, CMYK, and do exactly the same. Just go here, instead of SC, paste in, and then just put SC times, and then SC. However, that doesn't seem to have any effect, which is a pity. So obviously, clearly, it doesn't work everywhere. Something to be aware of. Let's just go to lab and let's just try it with lab. Paste in again. SL times SL there. Oh, it works for lab. I'm not certain why it doesn't work for CMYK, but it doesn't. But you've also got other options as well. So let's just go back to RGB. So SR, I can paste that in. SR times that. SG. You've got blending modes. You don't have to just use normal. I'm using normal at the moment. And again, I've got put SB there. Put SB there, so you can see that colour effect. But I can go here, blend modes. So I can say darken, multiply, colour burn. You can run through them and you can see the result of changing the blending mode. Some obviously just end up with black, which is not so good. If you go to subtract, yes, that's what you get. Saturation and so on. You can run through all those settings. I'm just going to go with normal. But you can also change that. You don't have to go with SR, just SR. You can also just put bracket around that. Put bracket there, plus SG. So you could put SG there. Maybe in this one you could put, instead of DG, you can put SR and SR there. You can mix just mix around and you will get different colour effects. Obviously slightly more yellow there. But again with this one, maybe let's go with DG. Obviously got a slightly greenish look there. And you can go through it. And again, you've got this alpha. Let's just try it. Put that in there and you can see the result there with the alpha channel. So you get this alpha effect. And again, you don't have to have it as 40, have it as 10. And you can see the effect there. So you'll be able to then add layer effects and of course much, much more with this. I'm just going to put it back to SA. But also, you can apply it. You apply it, and you can also go to layer, and you can fade apply image. So you can go there, it says fade apply image, and you can run through the blending modes again. You can change the opacity, the fade, reduce that or increase that, run through them. Or you can always go to repeat apply image as well. And you can see the result, though obviously what happens, it doesn't end up with such a great result. But you can do lots of different things with this feature, filters and apply image. And just unfortunately, you just have to remember to use current layer. You have to select that. Each time you go into it, select it, and then you go down to equations, click that, make certain that's on, and then you can go through this RGB grayscale as well as set these values. And of course, apply it. You can also apply it with filters. Go to filters and blur and Gaussian blur, or any of the others, maybe distortions, but I'm going to go with Gaussian blur. So Gaussian blur, set it to about 40 or 50, something like that, and click apply. Then again, filters, apply image. Click there and go down here, use current layer as source. Always need to do that. So click there. Again, you've got blending modes, you can run through those, but you've also got equations. So click there and now go and enter that. So SR, you can put oscsin, exact same as before, and you can see now, because of the blurring effect, you've got a far smoother and unusual contour design being created. And you can do exactly the same. So put there, and I'm going to go again, change it to SG. It doesn't do it automatically, unfortunately. That would be nice. And you can see the colour effect there. And again, SB, just put SB there. But you don't have to use that. You can do SR plus SB, all those sort of things. And you can put B there. And you can see the colour effect you get there using that Gaussian blur beforehand. And you can also use blend modes. You can run through the blend modes and see the effect there of blend modes. And you go difference, pin light, and so on. So you maybe go with that one. But you can also tweak it. You don't have to go with 40, exactly the same as before. Put 20. Put 10. Make it a very smooth effect. Maybe 5. Or maybe go down to SB and make that 5. And you can see the result there. Again, click apply. So you've applied it. You can see the result of it. And you can go to filters and repeat. And you can see you get another effect. Filters and repeat, and you can see the result of applying it multiple times with Gaussian blur. Of course, you can use other blurs as well. You can go to filters, blur, and motion blur. And I'm going to go with motion blur just up, just rotation 90, and I can set it to say 300. Something really quite blurry there. So it's going up like that. Click apply. As before, go to filters, down to apply image. As before, you always have to click that. It doesn't remember it, unfortunately. Be nice if it did. So use current layer, equations, enter exactly the same. Put SR, and you can see what happens now. You've got this slightly weird distortion. Again, SG, so you can put SG there. Now, I think personally in this case, maybe the Gaussian blur is better, but you can, depends what you want to achieve. So SB, you can put SB there, and again, SB there. But you don't have to keep that as 40. I've just gone with 40 for a purpose of something. So 20, maybe go for 10, and you can see the result there. A slightly more blurry, unusual effect that's applied with your motion blur. As mentioned, you can always go here, put bracket SR plus SG to create additional effects. Maybe SG, bracket, and then minus SB to create that. Or plus SR and plus SB. And you can see the result there. So it becomes an average. And you can also put divide by 3. Up to you, all these various things. There's a load of different combinations of things to do. You've still got exactly the same things here. Blend modes, linear burn, just run through them. You can see the effect there. Maybe soft light, click apply. Filters, and you've got repeat apply image, and you can apply it again and again to create some very weird distortions as well as colour effects in Affinity Photo. And of course, once you've done that, you can always go to filters and go down to blur and Gaussian blur and maybe just slightly blur it. Maybe not that much, but like that. And you've got your result there. But again, filters down to there, apply image, and use that as well. And maybe combine layers, have 2 or 3 layers and do different applies with those. Variety of different options to build up some very unique colour effects. Garish colour effects, I agree, but hopefully of interest. Any questions? Please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. Thank you much.